Hello and welcome to the Weekend Investing Daily Bite of 3rd of June. And what a spectacular day it was. I think one of the biggest portfolio gains that most weekend investors would have seen. We have seen in the last 5 years how weekend investing portfolios have ballooned in size for each investor. And today, even with a 3, 4, 5, 6% kind of gain coming on top of the large capital that we hold in each portfolio, I think the gains are spectacular. Um a lot of people, in fact, on social media today are complaining that their portfolios were in red. This is exactly what happens when you are against the momentum of the market. You are in those sectors which are not in momentum right now. So momentum investors are really, really, raking it in right now. But first, please do read the entire disclaimer. This is an important uh, caution for you to follow. The securities that I may mention are for illustration and not recommendatory, and it's only for information purposes. So, story of the day is the biggest story. That big confident move after strong exit polls. Most people, at least in my circle, on WhatsApp groups, on my college groups, at my walks, everybody was so cautious about this exit poll and result that it was unbelievable. It was almost like people don't want to believe or see what is happening in front of you. I've often been labeled as a BJP fan, but what I'm seeing on ground is something that I cannot ignore. I mean, if crores of people have got a new house, if crores of people have got water, or if 18,000 villages had never seen a light bulb in their entire life of 70 years and now they've seen light, obviously these people are going to vote for him. Uh, so despite all anti-incumbency and this and that, I mean, I felt all the way very, very confident that it is very difficult to displace after such a huge delivery of goods. I mean, after all, performance is something that you cannot wish away. Even if you don't like 20% of things that they say, you cannot wish away the performance that has been achieved on ground. I mean, if I look at my career in the last 30 years, when did I make the most gains? I have made the most gains in the last 10 years. So, I mean, why would, as an investor also, why would I not want this to continue? I mean, I know people who wanted, Rahul Gandhi to become prime minister, but they were buying puts. So, if you can't foresee leadership, then you at least go with the best option possible. I mean, why have this negative attitude? Anyhow, so coming back, exit polls were phenomenal. You already know the numbers. I think given the fact given the fact that the last three elections, whatever was the exit poll outcome, whether it was in UPA or in Modi 1 or in Modi 2, the final outcome was almost 10% more in the direction of the larger trend. So if UPA was leading at X number, they got 10% more in the final result. If Modi 1.0 was at certain number, final result was 10% more, so on and so forth. So if that be the case, I think most exit polls are predicting 360. We may get closer to 400. I personally think it may be right there, and that will be such a strong, confident narrative to the markets that it may propel the market another 4-5% in the next day or two. I think a big gap up is also possible tomorrow, or if not gap up, then after 11 o'clock, by the time the trends are clear, it may be a one-way run. It may just be. The only fear I have, to some extent, little bit, I would say, is a concept of sell on news. But I think that probably will not come into play given the fact that there is so much shorting that has been done in this market. FIIs sitting short. FIIs have been selling all this while they have hedged their longs. They will want to come back into position. So there is a natural buying support now in the market. There's a lot of folks. I mean, I know so many people who either took money out or have been sitting out. It's just that we allow our emotions to play havoc with other systems, and that is why many people don't make money in the market. If you just follow trend last 6 months, there was no need to get out of the market. You were making money almost on a monthly basis. So markets up 3.2% on Nifty Bank 4.35%, and Sensex up 3.5%. So where is Nifty headed from here? On the very short term basis, the short term trend that was there, of course, has been reverted. Uh, the good part is that despite the huge gap up, the market sold off, did some profit booking in the first 2 hours, but then rebuilt back the gains. So there was no question of this gap getting filled today. And this is looking very, very strong, although Nifty is over for sure, but you can stay overbought. I mean, if you were overbought here, you could have stayed for a few days more. So there could be tomorrow's top may be a intermediate top for some time. That is a possibility, but the longer term trend is definitely very, very robust. Other benchmarks, you can see Nifty next 50 again gap up, came down, but recovered fully to close at almost a new high, all-time high. Nifty mid caps also see good gap up and moving up through the day. So follow up was there. Usually when there's a huge gap up and if that becomes the top, the follow up will not be there. Here you can see the follow up was there. Small caps have not been able to take out the previous high. You can see that there is a huge resistance that has stayed with the small caps since 25th of April, and a month and a half later, despite this new, small caps are not able to break out. So there is definitely rotation that is happening out of small caps into mid caps and large caps, as that can be made out by the charts here. Nifty Bank Index up and going to a new high towards the end. This is very, very strong move. So banks are leading the entire charge. Gold is sulking. As I always say, you will always have at least one of the two, new equity or gold performing. Right now, it's Nifty's turn. Gold is taking a backseat. Also because USD INR has strengthened towards the INR, and hence gold Indian prices are coming off. FIIs bought yesterday, although not so much, but 1600 crores was bought. I think today's figure is going to be hugely bullish and may remain so for the next coming days. I think the days for this kind of selling are gone of this. And I can tell you this much, a lot of folks consider FIIs to be extremely suave and smart investors. They are not. They are like the average retail, I would say. They have much more information than retail, but their behavior is exactly like that. And I would not call FIIs any to any degree smart investors. They have been selling all along, and now they will have to come back and cover at much higher prices, behaving just like amateur retail. Heat maps, Reliance up 5.5%, amazing move. L&T up 6.2%, and just look at the power stocks, NTPC and Power Grid both up nearly 9%. Adani stocks racing through. Adani Enterprise 7%, Adani Ports 10%. I think Adani Power was 15%. And you also had banks going up. HDFC Bank, of course, had to show some green today at least. But look at State Bank of India, 9% move on the largest PSU bank is an amazing, move of confidence on the market, I would say. Nifty next 50, you can see Adani Power at 15%, Adani Greens 7%, PFC 12%, REC 12%, HAL, BEL 6-7%. So at every level in the last 1 year, people have said PSU banks बहुत हो गया, public sector enterprise बहुत हो गया, they won't go up, they won't go up. It is exactly when you have put your own barriers, you are doing a disservice to your portfolio by not allowing it to run. Yes, whenever they will start to fall, you get out, but they are not falling. Why you want to, give up that strong momentum? These are for this sector, this may be the move of the decade. Why would you want to miss that, right? Another sector may start at some other time. We will go to that sector when it starts. Sectoral trends, PSU banks 8.4% for the day. This is mind-boggling stuff. Public sector enterprise stocks 7.8% for the day. Energy stocks 6.8%. Real estate 6%. Infra stocks 5.5%. All sectors in green, but IT, pharma, FMCG, consumption, virtually no move, I would say. These are defensives, and right today it was not the day to play defense. It was a day to attack, and that's what the bulls did. All the risk-on trades were taken, and you can see where this has led the public sector enterprise stocks 136% up in 12 months on stocks which people did not touch with a barge pole for 10 years. This is the magic of momentum and how winners will take the entire cake away. Nifty PSU Banking Index, you can see a huge breakout, gap up and breakout here. Nifty Public Sector Enterprise Stocks, again, you can see the channel breakout and staying above and closing at the highest point. Very, very strong moves. And some other stories like Adani Enterprise, again, breaking out on great moves there. And you can see that all Adani stocks moving. I think this was a bit earlier in the day, but yeah, I mean, everything was really gung ho. Of course, to expect that there will be no correction at no point is stupid. So play the game while it is in your favor. When it starts to fall, we will see at that point of time what needs to be done. But don't get afraid of heights. Don't have a vertigo. Who knows? We may get another 5% tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.